to me. All right, here we are, live again, TFWR, the Florida Wrestling Room, World Wrestling, whatever you want to call it. Here I am. I'm here with another two-time Florida State Wrestling champ and little brother of Ethan, son of legendary Coach Sal. And Ethan said that he could take him. Braden says no way. Well, with 112-2 record and 2 state titles, congratulations, champ. You still got 2 more years to go to complete all 4 and I wish you the best of luck. How have you been doing through all this? And luckily you got a brother and some friends around so you can actually train a little bit, right?
I mean, right now I got meniscus surgery 3 weeks ago. So I'm still recovering from that. So I got some time. I'm taking some time off to rehab my knee up. But after that, I'm getting right back into it.
That explains why he thinks he can beat you.
Yeah, right now he's got a little bit of an edge on me.
I like it. So what have you been doing during the off season other than surgery? And obviously we're not wrestling, so. Is that all you've been doing? Just rehabbing that injury?
Yeah, pretty much.
Can't do much else, huh?
No, I'm pretty limited what I can do right now. So.
Wow. So talk about your year. Talk about your season. I know you got your second one here. I know last year you and your brother won one together again as well. But I know that Ethan getting that one, Sal was like, man, that was like the first one, right? So talk about the emotion in the family now that you got 4 of them.
I mean, freshman year, that one meant so much to me, like, because like I've seen my brother, he's gone through 4 of them, and I've seen him lose twice, and like to me, that hurt me. And so like being able to win one my freshman year, and seeing him win his first was just like something special to me. Like it was just like I don't even really know how to explain it. It was one of the coolest moments of my life.
Yeah, and you know what? He said the same thing. He said it was big to win one, but to see my little brother get one was just as big, if not bigger. So good family there. Obviously wrestling runs in it, but I hear the real boss is mom.
Oh yeah.
Everybody listens to that one. I have one of those in my house as well, and she is the boss. So you got done with last year. After your freshman year, did you go off to nationals? What did you do during the off season?
Yeah, I traveled all over. We went to FHSAAs, and right after that, I jumped into freestyle and started training. I was on the cadet dual team, and then I went to Fargo, and I had a bunch of like different tournaments that were kind of local, like all the FHSAA stuff. I did all that just to get into my freestyle again, because I mean I don't do it very often. Just had a little bit of off season, so I mean we wrestled all over the off season.
How'd you do?
Not how I hoped to at either of them, but I mean it is what it is. I was hoping to come back this year and perform, but due to all this, like with COVID and me and my surgery, I mean there was no really way I was going to be able to.
So this whole COVID thing might have been a blessing for you to get that surgery, get the rehab done, kind of relax. And
yeah, I mean,
back at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it happened now than before or later, because I mean, later I'm missing some of the biggest tournaments for preseason, and before I'm missing our state tournament. So like right now is like the most ideal time it could have happened.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You're the one that had the tough match in the finals this year, right? It went to overtime.
Yeah.
Man, talk about that match. I remember being in the stands watching it, And I think I thought it was your brother, and he was like, no, that's my other brother. That's my little brother. So, but I remembered a Basile in that match. So I knew that there's only two of them. Talk about that match, man, and how tough. Who is that kid that you were wrestling?
Brennan Van Hoke. We've wrestled since we were little, like always at the youth tournaments all over. Like I think I've probably wrestled him 15 times in my life. And I mean, I knew it was gonna be a tough match. I wrestled in the finals last year, my freshman year, and I wrestled him during the season freshman year, and like both times it was real close. And I mean, he's tough. I mean, there's no other way around it. So I knew it was gonna be a tough match the whole time, and I kept my head on straight, and I felt something big in the end, so I went for it, and it turned out in my favor.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you were pretty stoked there, pumped, jumping up, and talk about the emotions with your dad. How does he separate? That was my wrestler, but that was my son. Like, how do you? How hard is it to separate
honestly,
that?
he does a really good job, like of keeping it like wrestling and family. And I mean, it was definitely more of a family moment right after I won. But I mean, just being able to like, 'cause I remember looking over and he was hugging the other coach in the chair, and before I'd even got that, yeah, that was priceless to me.
Yeah, and I think your brother said, "Man, I'm glad I'm a couple weight classes above him, because if I had to go right out on the mat immediately following that match, it would have been tough to focus."
Yeah, I mean, I just remember like the entire place just going crazy. I honestly don't really remember much about it other than like just like the right away, like right as it happened. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to focus
Is
about it.
he? Yeah, is he somebody at your grade level? Are you guys the same age?
Yeah, we're both sophomores.
So this could be something that goes on the next couple of years, huh?
Yeah, this could be another 2 more years, hopefully.
Yeah, you guys obviously stay around the same weight because your weight class. So unless one of you just kind of gets huge, it's probably going to be that way. But that's probably good. You guys will have some great stories when you guys are adults.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Talk about the emotion of having a brother that is a wrestler, and talk about that bond. Like, I know you guys aren't twins, but you're pretty close in age. Like when I talk to the Rivera boys, they can like feel each other out there, and it's tough. And they're one weight class apart. So when Justin said when Chris won that, it was so hard for me to get back focused, to get back on there. How's that relationship? How has that made you two better? And obviously you're grounded with good parents.
Well, I think it's a little bit easier for me because I'm usually the one that wrestles first, so like I can get mine out of the way. But I mean, honestly, I know he's gonna go out there and do what he's supposed to do. So like that takes a little bit like the pressure off. But like I mean, there's always still like that nervous like energy going on. Like no matter what, like I mean, I don't want to see him lose, and like I mean, I know it sucks losing, like, and I don't want to see that for him. So like, there's always that nervous energy, but like it's also like exciting, like being able to compete on the same team as him. Like we've grown up and we played baseball on the same team sometimes, and like we've always been on like a lot of the same dual teams, and just now like when it like really matters, like high school, and being able to be on the same team as him, it's like it brings us like this like high energy, but like a little bit of nervous. It's interesting, but it's really cool.
Do you feel like there's an advantage having a sibling, whether you're two girls that wrestle, two boys that wrestle, a boy and a girl that wrestle, but having a sibling in the same house that, almost like you always have a practice partner? Do you think it gives you guys an advantage off the mat?
I mean, it's definitely good. I mean, like someone like you can pretty much always rely on. I mean, like people definitely find ways, even if they don't have a sibling, like they definitely find a way to get a workout in or whatever. But being able to have someone that's like really knowledgeable, like him, like just like to be able to like beat me up when I need it, like it's something that's really useful.
So what has been, oh, you still there?
Yeah.
There you go. So who is your favorite person to wrestle in the state of Florida?
Ooh, honestly, it's probably Van Hokie. I mean, we've had 3 matches in high school, and all of them have been real close, real tough, and it's just fun to be in.
Awesome. Yes, I know when I ask the young men that are in high school, I always ask that question, like Brett Lee Rayno would say the Twins, because he knew they'd always bring it,
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's the same thing you feel about Hokie. What is like a moment that you'll remember the most so far in high school or in your wrestling career, like being on a team with your brother? I know he's going off to college, but is there a moment that you're like, man, I'm glad I was here for that?
Our first state titles were definitely really high up there, and then our dual team state title this year is probably one of the top ones.
Nice. And so what are your goals from here? Obviously you have 2 more years of high school, but have you thought about after that yet, or right now just kind of focused on that? Or do you have big dreams? Are you dreaming big? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I definitely have like short-term goals and then a long-term goal, and short-term is definitely be a 4-time state champ and have 2 undefeated years coming up, and that's obviously my high school goal. But I want to go to a D1 college. I want to win national titles, and I want to keep going on from there.
Awesome. What do you think about your brother going up to Northern Iowa? Are you going to get up there and see some matches?
I hope so. I mean, I've only been to. I mean, I went to NCAA's, I think 2 years ago, and that was the coolest experience of my life. And like being able to see my brother wrestle in that, it's gonna be crazy. Like I just want to be able to watch those college matches all the time now, and it's like it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be crazy just being able to go up there and like see that.
That's awesome.
Like that's my brother
So
wrestling.
how is obviously your relationship with your dad? You have to kind of in school you're an athlete and you wrestle on his team, but at home you're his son. How are you guys able to separate sports and then of course scholastic and being home and just being dad and kid?
Honestly, like sometimes we don't even really talk about wrestling. Like we just keep it like a normal household. Like I mean, like I'll help him with outside projects or something around the house, or like we just like normal lives. Like we try to like pretty much separate wrestling because it's so much of our lives that like we need like that separation for our mind.
That's awesome, man. I saw you guys put in like a patio roof or something, like a wood. Weren't you guys putting like panels up? I think I saw on Facebook. How'd it turn out?
Yeah, he's building a outdoor kitchen right now, so he's got a lot on his mind, like a lot to do. So like right now it's like really our big break. Like we don't ever really bring up wrestling.
Is he itching to get back in the room?
Probably.
Yeah, he's got to be out there doing chores to keep that energy going, huh?
Yeah.
So are you and your brother can take him on the mat yet, or what?
Oh yeah, he won't wrestle Ethan. He's got his weight limits that he goes. I'm about the heaviest he'll wrestle right now, and I don't know if he would really want to wrestle me.
So you can roll him now,
huh? Last time we wrestled, it was more one-sided, but I mean, never count him out.
I'm sure he's happy to have you guys beat him.
Probably.
Now, if Mom and him wrestle, Mom wins that one too, right?
Yeah.
For sure. So, Mom and Dad good cooks?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. What's the favorite meal? Like I know my kids here, they'll say, "Mom, make that chicken or make that Taco Tuesday or whatever."
Honestly, I don't know. We try to mix it up here a lot. Like during
I think
season,
your buddy said lasagna or something. The guy that was
makes,
on Jacob. Yeah.
yeah, she makes some good lasagna.
So she keeps you guys good and fed during the season, even when you're cutting weight. Does she know how to cook for weight cut and everything? She keeps everything baked chicken during the season and stuff.
Yeah. During the season, me and my brother, or pretty much our whole family, we did like a vegetarian like slash vegan diet. So like I never ate meat during the season. And so like I mean
Ah,
we ate really lean, really healthy the whole season. And so like she like had so many recipes and all this that were like really good, like healthy meals, and she
that's cool.
made them real. Yeah.
So no chicken or fish either, huh? Just straight.
Yeah.
Was it tough? Was it tough being without the protein?
Honestly, no. Like we watched a documentary, and it like completely changed. It completely changed like how like we all started like right then. Like I started that night, and so I was like I started like a week before them, and like um I mean I felt better without it than I did with it.
So I should stop eating Big Macs.
I mean, not necessarily. Like right now, I'm back on my normal. I feel great, but like during wrestling season, like I try to keep everything in check, and like I felt that was the best I've ever felt.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, hey, listen. I mean, obviously, uh, you guys are an amazing family. I'm glad that I've been able to speak to all of you. I know I'm getting, I get recommendations, and all the time people keep saying to get Miss Basile on. So if Mom ever wants to come on, she's welcome, and we'll get the whole show together. So when, before we get into the 10 questions, what is your favorite camp or club to go to around the state of Florida? What is one of those? I know you guys have the Tigers there, and so other than your dad's club, what's another club that in the state of Florida you feel like, man, when I go there, I get the best out of me?
Um, honest, I mean, we really don't do much. Like, we try to do a lot, like at our school, like, and almost like have like clinics and stuff at our school when we can. Like, so I mean, obviously those, but if outside of them, I mean, I like to scrap, so probably like the CFWA ones, just because I just want to wrestle. So like, I mean, those are always
They get
those are
some good rumbles.
yeah.
Yeah, last year when North came, they had like, man, kids from like Georgia, Alabama. I mean, you couldn't park. You had to park 3 blocks down the street.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then who you see in the room is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, they bring in some of the best guys, so like just being able to wrestle with them is great.
Yeah, believe me, kids are going, wow, those are the Basile brothers. We get to wrestle with them. So now kids are looking up to you guys. So that's awesome. Hey, so let's get into this. You ready?
Yeah,
So you're down by 3. You're going into the third. You go top, bottom, or neutral?
I'm going bottom.
Do you prefer folk style or freestyle?
Um, I prefer folk style. Freestyle is fun, but like not what I'm the best at. So like, I mean, I love freestyle. It's fun, but I'd rather wrestle folk style.
Headgear or no headgear?
No headgear.
Only one day to train. Do you go to a live scrap or do you go to a clinic?
I'm going to a clinic.
All right. Are you familiar with Loudon Swain or Brian Shute?
No.
Okay. Penn State or Iowa?
Ooh. Depends on what year.
All right. Which title holds more prestige, 32 or Fargo?
Um, I'm gonna say Super 32 just because it's folk style tournament. So like, um, I mean, Fargo, like, I'm not going to take anything away from that. You win a Fargo title, like, all props to you. Like, that's amazing. But folk style is a little bit different. Like, anything can happen in a freestyle match. Like, you can be down by 8 and hit a leg lace and close the match out with like that. So, like, I mean, I think Super 32 is more because, like, that's like folk style. Like, that's high school, that's college wrestling. But I mean, I don't take anything away from Fargo. Fargo's incredible.
Now, are you somebody that's wrestled at the Knockout as well?
Yeah, we wrestled there this year.
So talk to me. I like to ask people who've actually wrestled all these tournaments, how close do you think the Knockout is to becoming as big as those, like the Ironman, the Beast of the East, the Super 32, the Fargo?
So Ironman, I mean, this year it was Knockout was tough. That was where I had my only loss this year. I lost in the finals, but I mean, it's tough turn. Like, I wrestled 3 kids from different states. I wrestled a kid from Georgia, Tennessee, and Missouri in that tournament. And, like, I mean, you don't see that in any Florida tournament. So it's definitely grown, and it's really tough, but definitely nowhere close to like Super 32 or Fargo. I mean, nobody gets close to that. Those arenas got 40 mats, and like you're getting 128 plus kids in a bracket. I mean, there's no competing with those. But
and what would you tell teams around the country? Would you tell them, hey, you want to get a good scrap in at Christmas time, hang out at Disney World, have some fun, bring it, come on down, check out the Knockout? Would you like to see it grow to where it's that big and it's only 40 minutes from you?
I mean, a little bit longer, but I mean, yeah, like if we could get a tournament that big in Florida, it'd be incredible, because I mean, it would just grow our sport, and I mean, we need it right now. And so, I mean, I think like if we had something like that, that would be awesome. Like, I would really be excited to wrestle in something like that.
What do you feel is more dominant, a pin or a tech?
Definitely a tech.
Your brother said if you get tech, you got to like reassess your life.
Yeah, you gotta make some adjustments when you're getting tacked.
So I know you were on that veggie thing, but you prefer wings or a burger?
I mean,
I heard Dad makes a good burger.
Dad does make a good burger, but I'm gonna go with some wings. I like to eat some wings.
I agree with you. I like to eat some wings too. I usually look forward to going up to like the Lyman tournament or Lake Mary tournament, because there's a wing place right over there. Man, if you get up there,
can't go wrong with it.
So Whopper or Big Mac?
Ooh, can't remember the time. Last time I had one of them was probably 3 years ago, but I'm gonna go Big Mac.
And Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Chick-fil-A, hands down.
For sure. Hey, so man, I'm really honored to have you and your family on here. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard some of my shows. Just a dad that felt like I wanted to be a voice for the sport, and I see what it does to so many kids and adults and creates great people. So your family is one of those families out there that are doing it big for the wrestling community. So thank you so much. And anytime you guys want to come on, just hit me up.
All right.
All right. Hey, and get some of those other state champs to come on here with me, man. I'd love to let them talk.
I'll reach out.
All right, buddy. You take it easy.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Yes, sir.